Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best travel laptops.
Starting at number 5.
Microsoft Surface Go. If you need something compact to browse the web or answer emails on the go, get the Microsoft Surface Go 3, 2021, a 10.5-inch tablet PC with a built-in kickstand and a detachable keyboard. It's super compact, and its battery lasts a little over 7 hours of light use. Its FHD Plus display looks very sharp, gets bright enough to combat glare, and supports pen input. You get an excellent 1080p webcam, a second back-facing camera, and a facial recognition IR camera for quick logins. Like all Microsoft 2-in-1 tablets, you must buy the keyboard and stylus separately. The keyboard is worth getting, as it's much more comfortable to type on than an on-screen keyboard, and it protects the screen from scratches. The Surface Go 3 is available with an Intel Pentium Gold or Core i3 CPU. They perform well enough for this tablet PC's intended use, which is to say simple tasks like web browsing, emails, and video playback, but don't expect to do anything remotely intensive. If your budget allows, it's worth upgrading the memory to 8 GB, as you'll get a much smoother experience with fewer slowdowns when multitasking. Port selection is limited. You only get a USB-C, a headphone jack, and a proprietary Surface Connect charging port.
Coming at number 4.
Acer Swift 3. For those on a tighter budget, get the Acer Swift 314, 2020, a 14-inch Windows Ultra Portable. Acer's Swift models are typically more expensive, but since this is a 2020 version, you can get it much cheaper. It has a nice FHD display, a decent keyboard, and a wide port selection, including 2 USB-As, 1 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. It's available with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 CPU, up to 16 GB of memory, and 512 GB of storage. The Intel 11th Gen CPUs are 2 generations behind Intel's latest offerings but can still easily handle general productivity tasks like web browsing, text processing, spreadsheets, and video playback. Plus, the battery life is amazing at over 13 hours of light use. Its 720p webcam is its main weakness, the image is underexposed, and the microphone sounds staticky.
At number 3.
Acer Chromebook Spin. Our best mid-range pick is the Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2022, a 14-inch 2-in-1 convertible Chromebook. It's a very compact device that's easy to carry around, and its battery lasts over 13 hours of light use. The display gets bright enough for use in most indoor settings, and since it's a 2-in-1 convertible, you can set it up in tent mode for media consumption or flip the screen all the way around and use it as a tablet. If you want to take handwritten notes, it supports pen input and comes with a stylus that you can dock into its charging slot at the front of the device. Ports include 1 USB-A, 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, and an HDMI port. Spec-wise, this laptop has various Intel 12th Gen CPUs, from a Core i3 to a P-series Core i7. However, only the Core i5 model with 8 GB of memory and 128 GB of storage is widely available, and even that model is getting hard to find. There's a newer 2023 model, which we haven't tested but expect to be very similar. The upgrades include a faster Intel 13th Gen CPU and a 1440p webcam. You can get the 2023 model on Amazon or at Best Buy. Lastly, if you're new to Chrome OS, know that the type of applications you can install is limited, so you need to ensure you can do everything through a Chrome browser or Android apps.
Number 2 of my list.
Apple 2024 MacBook. If your workload includes lighter tasks like text processing, web browsing, spreadsheets, and video playback, get the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2024, instead. It's also a high-end model that provides a premium user experience. However, its base M3 SoC doesn't have as much processing power as the M3 Pro or Max variants, so you aren't overpaying for performance you don't need. While its IPS panel isn't as impressive as the Apple MacBook Pro 14, M3, 2023, S120Hz mini LED display, it's still pretty and bright enough for outdoor use. The main drawback is the port selection, which comprises two USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 ports. These support two external displays, but only if you close the laptop's lid. If you want to save some money, the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022, is still available at a lower starting price of $999, although it can currently be found even cheaper on Amazon. This model uses the older M2 SoC, features Wi-Fi 6, rather than the 2024's Wi-Fi 6E, and only has support for one external display. A Windows alternative would be the HP Spectre X36014, 2024. While this 14-inch laptop isn't quite as portable as the MacBook Air 13, it features an OLED touchscreen display with a higher 120Hz refresh rate. However, the OLED screen isn't as bright and can't cut it for outdoor use in broad daylight. Battery life is very similar to the 2024 MacBook Air. Finally, build quality is similar between the two laptops, but the Spectre X360 offers a greater port selection. It features one USB-A port and two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 ports, which can support two 4K displays at 60 Hz.
And number 1.
Apple 2023 MacBook. The best travel laptop we've tested is the Apple MacBook Pro 14, M3, 2023. This 14-inch workstation has nearly everything you could ask for in a premium model: a sturdy all-metal chassis, a compact design, tons of processing power, and a long battery life. It sports a bright 120Hz mini LED display, a spacious keyboard, and a gigantic, easy-to-use haptic touchpad. The display is suitable for color work, as it has full DCI-P3 coverage and superb factory calibration. Its 1080p webcam is excellent, so your colleagues can see and hear you clearly on video calls. New in this generation of MacBook Pro is the addition of a base M3 model, similar to the discontinued 13-inch model with Touch Bar. This can be a great option if you don't need all the processing power but still want the Pro features, like the display and up-firing speakers. The main downside is that the RAM and storage aren't user-replaceable, and upgrading them increases the total cost considerably. The Dell XPS 15, 2023, is our recommendation for Windows users. It's a larger 15.6-inch device, but weighs the same as the MacBook Pro 14. It provides a great user experience and can easily handle demanding tasks like programming and video editing. Unlike the MacBook Pro, the RAM and storage drive are user-replaceable, so you can upgrade or add more space later. Unfortunately, there are a couple of trade-offs, like its display's basic 60 Hz refresh rate and its terrible 720p webcam. Port selection is also a slight downgrade compared to the MacBook Pro, as there's no HDMI port. Lastly, Dell has released new XPS models in 14 and 16-inch sizes, so if you're a fan of the 15-inch size, this is a good time to get one because it's often on sale on Dell's website. However, at this point, you may only be able to find select configurations.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.